The Australian men's hockey team has made a strong start to its bid to win a fifth straight Champions Trophy. The Kookaburras were on top of Pool B after their first two matches and are continuing their campaign tonight. Quentin Hull is in Melbourne for ABC TV Sport and joins us now. Q, the Kookaburras have just started their final pool match against Pakistan. Tell us, how important is this game for the Aussies?
Well, you can see the action going on just behind me. In the early phases, there's no score between the Kookaburras and Pakistan. But with the Netherlands winning big, even though by just the one goal over Belgium earlier today, they scored 5 goals. So we're in that position with just the 3 games in the pool system before the seedings of the quarterfinals, that the Kookaburras need to basically win by 2 goals against Pakistan to ensure they top the group. But still, dare we mention the word Germany? That is what waits for Australia if Pakistan actually can beat the Olympic bronze medalists. So really high stakes in this game for the hosts, and Pakistan's hockey has been pretty good throughout this tournament. So as much as it was a 7-0 win to Australia over Pakistan in the recent London Games, Pakistan have started pretty well here, so it's nervous times for the Aussie camp.
What have you made of the Kookaburras' performance so far in this tournament in their opening 2 games?
Well, I think the big concern from an Australian perspective, we know their brilliance in field play. It's just the execution at the penalty corners because, well, look, the 0-0 draw against the Netherlands on Sunday was a terrific exhibition of hockey. But Australia had so many more penetrations into the circle, had so many more penalty corners, albeit Jaap Stockman, the Dutch keeper, had an amazing game to keep out those drag flicks from the Australians. But even in the win against Belgium to start the tournament, I think it continues a bit of a theme. Since Luke Dorner has sort of moved away from the Australian setup, the Kookaburras are looking for that next go-to man at the drag flick at the penalty corner battery, and it's probably still a part of their game that is the weakest, albeit still world-class, just not as world-class as the Dutch and the Germans.
We've already seen 3 games played today. You mentioned that Netherlands clash with Belgium. Can you just take us through it? What did you make of that one?
Well, entertaining was the one word that sprung to mind because we expected that the Dutch would be too strong for their near neighbours, and when it was 3-0 to the Netherlands at half-time, it could have been anything, but the Belgians struck back and scored a couple of goals before the Netherlands won it by 5-4. So that basically made it's a technical scenario best summed up as this: if teams are level on points, it then goes to goal difference, and then if goal difference is level, it goes on goals scored. Hence, with the Netherlands scoring 5 goals, even though their goal difference is only 1 superior to Australia, they've scored 4 more goals to this point of the tournament than the Kookaburras. So that's why the Aussies need to not only beat Pakistan but win by a couple of goals if they are to get above the Dutch and finish top of Pool B.
And in that other pool, we saw that blockbuster between Germany and India. What transpired there?
Well, India has turned on some really good hockey here. It was the world #1 and Olympic gold medalists against the wild cards and world number 11, and it was a terrific contest with Chandi of India opening the scoring, and you can see a goal line scramble here, Oliver Korn scoring, but India got back to a 2-1 lead and really had all the momentum before Tobias Matanya, the German 22-year-old, scored a brace in the space of 90 seconds to make it 3-2 to Germany. It remained that way, but even though Germany won the match to level India on 6 points, India has a superior goal difference and hence is on top of Pool A, and they're guaranteed of playing Belgium in the quarterfinals, Belgium finishing bottom of the other pool.
And we just saw some vision there of England and New Zealand having a 1-1 draw. Quentin Hull in Melbourne, thanks for the update.
A pleasure, Amanda.